Where are the struggles located? We all have them. We all grow up with them. Anybody that's a human that got flesh on your bones will have a struggle or struggles we all deal with. And the question is, where is the struggle located? Thank you for watching Mike Motivation. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Thank you for hitting the like button. Like to talk about life situations as we're growing up, phase by phase, year by year, um, 4 or 5 years at a time, different age um, phases. You know what, 18, then your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, who knows? The question is, where is the struggle located? What do I mean by that? I'm going to use myself for a lot in this. So I don't want nobody to feel like you're picking on them. But as humans, I know for me, growing up, losing your father at a young age, it almost forces you, whether you want to or not, to be self-aware, to know where your struggles are, where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are, so you can know how to manage yourself when you leave out the house. And you have to ask yourself this question, not other people. Where is the struggle located? Where is it located? And we're going to talk about that. I know a lot of people, I'm not a pastor by no means, but I like to use the Bible and show you how it compares to real life. And that's what we're going to go over a couple of scriptures, but it's a parable actually. But I want to show you how this relates to life. And while we reading through these, ask yourself, where is the struggle located? Where is it located? All right. Let's go to the first slide and see what we got going on. Trying to get it done for the storm come. Trying to get ready for it. So, first slide. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. When a farmer is sowing seeds, he's going out and he's throwing the seeds, throwing it, right? And he says some seeds fell by the wayside, and the birds came and devoured them up. I want you to think about this. How does a person get to this point of struggle? You receiving solid information. You receiving sound advice. But when it's given to you, it falls by the wayside and get devoured up by the fowls. I've been there. When I was coming into being an adult, my mom would tell me a multitude of things. Do this, do that, do this, do that. And I'm not going to say she didn't know what she was talking about because she did. Some reason I just didn't want to hear it, or overwhelmed, or for whatever reason. Not going to make an excuse. Reason why I'm saying this to any young person that's listening to this. If you have solid parents and they're trying to give you insight on life, do not close yourself off and let information come and fall to the wayside. Because it may help you down the line. It may help you see something that you might not be seeing now. Don't allow the struggle of comprehension, the struggle of I don't like this person, so I can't receive what they're saying. Don't allow the struggle of I don't want to do ABC because of XYZ. Don't allow your struggle to stop you from receiving the seeds that can make you successful. If I can sum it up, don't allow your struggles to stop you from receiving the seeds to stay successful. Don't allow it to fall to the wayside. I did this so much when I was younger. I allowed seeds to fall to the wayside, and I had to go back and get them if they weren't devoured up. I had to go back and pick them up. And I'm giving it to any person that wants to hear it. If you're in the presence of solid, I'm saying solid advice, solid wisdom, don't allow it to fall by the wayside. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I could go through and just pull up videos of people struggling. Like somebody could be trying to give you something. Sometimes life tries to show you something, and for whatever reason, you don't want to do it. I'm going to use myself. When I was younger, I didn't like wearing these kind of shirts. When I was younger, I didn't like wearing suits. I just wanted to wear jeans, t-shirts, or polo shirts, or sweats, and tennis shoes. When people used to try to tell me, you should get a suit, you should dress up more, be more casual, there was a struggle within me that allowed it to fall to the wayside. I don't want to do that. I hear what you're saying. I'm not doing it though. Fell to the wayside. I struggled with that. And what I will say is, if you let it fall to the wayside, be prepared for what comes after that. So when I didn't do that, there were certain things I just couldn't get access to because of my own personal struggles of not wanting to understand why it's important to dress casual, why it's important to prepare for that adult stage of my life. Because I want to be the same OG. I want to keep it real, whatever that means now. But a lot of kids that come from the inner city struggle with that part of having to understand how life works daily as an adult. The one thing that helped me break out of the struggle, and I'll move to the next slide, is, am I going to let my struggle or my preference come between me and providing for my family the best maximum way I can? Am I going to let a pair of sweatpants stop me from making X amount of dollars? Am I going to let a t-shirt stop me from making X amount of dollars? And when I worked through that, it helped me get over the struggle. Been wearing button downs ever since. Still wear polos every now and then, but prefer to wear button down shirts. Been wearing khakis ever since. Still working on the suits. I got probably about 4 or 5 suits, but been wearing suits. The last job interview I went to, which is where I work now, this is a different department, but when I went to the interview, I had a suit on. I would tell any young man, get you one suit, at least one suit, or get you a button-down shirt, khakis, and some nice lace-up casual dress shoes. But if you struggle with that, you'll let that fall by the wayside. You'll be like me, wait until you get in your late 30s to get this stuff. When if you start early, you will have it already there. It's like having the tools already there. So when it's time to use it, you don't have to scramble to go find it. So with that being said, let's go to the next one. It says, some fell up on stony places where they had not much earth. And forthwith they sprung up because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched. And because they had no root, they withered away. This is what you call when you halfway listen to something, or you halfway do something that you've been told to do. You do it halfway. Use myself for an example. When I first was getting a car, you told to maintain your car, and you do it halfway. You only check it when you need to check it. You only look at the tires when you know that it's flat instead of checking to see if it's going down or not. Halfway doing something. You listen to what they said, but you're not totally doing it, so it don't really take root. Then you end up blowing the head gasket because you weren't checking the coolant. Doing something at work. A lot of times in jobs where you can hurt yourself, a lot of times you get so comfortable, you halfway do it. This is my opinion from what I see. I even hurt myself. Halfway doing something, I wasn't paying attention like I should because I got too comfortable and I ended up hurting myself. Happens all the time. And the note, you can struggle so hard, it's nearly impossible to penetrate. I've been there. Sometimes you think you're doing good, but you're really struggling. It's like successfully struggling, right? And then when it hit, now you could be penetrated because you're not as hard as you was when you were successfully struggling. Unfortunately, think about the prodigal son. He had to go all the way to the pig pen, just about to eat the slop, what the pigs eat. And then he realized, what am I really doing? Why don't I just go back home? That's the key to this. Why do we have to struggle all the way to the pig slop, almost to your mouth, and say, what am I doing? I've been there. I've done it. You struggled all the way to the point. And here's the deal. Some people struggle and they actually go through with it, and you never know what happens after that. I've been at points where you do it, there's reports where you right there at the edge and you say, you know what, I'm good. When you develop flexible thinking, where you allow God to work in your mind, a lot of successfully struggling can be avoided because you start being self-accountable before you even make the choice of doing something. But if you're not in agreement with the Bible, there will be some points that you will struggle with. And some struggle is going to be hard to penetrate because that's what you stand on. Even I've been there. Even if I know it makes sense what the Bible is saying, I still don't want to do it. And I pay a price for that. Because I was struggling so hard, I was nearly impossible to penetrate. Don't get to this point. It's very dangerous. It will cost you. Sometimes you don't even know the cost until you pay it. So I've seen that some people, you struggle so hard, nearly impossible to penetrate. They tell you don't go there, and you go there, and it could cost you your life. Just like that. Struggling so hard, nearly impossible to penetrate. Don't mess around with that. Be careful. Be safe. You don't take the precautions. Using a saw or something because you're trying to rush, and you mess around and hurt yourself, maim yourself. Don't struggle so hard that you get nearly impossible to penetrate. Very dangerous. Verse 7. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. Are your struggles choking up your process? I'm going to say it again. Are your struggles choking up your progress? You hear me say it all the time. Education is important. But if you struggle with something, whatever that something is that choking up your process to get better as an adult? You have to learn about yourself before you really start taking on other people. It's important to learn about your struggles, overcoming those struggles so they don't choke up your progress. A lot of times, some people struggle because of the work involved. And I'm telling you, progress, it takes work. It don't just happen. You have to put in a level of work to know, to learn, process, make assessments, and then execute. If you struggle to recognize a person's character, you could always find yourself being around people that don't have good character. And because of that, it could choke up your progress. Birds of a kind flock together. You ever heard that before? Are your struggles choking up your progress? Let me know in the comments. Don't allow that. Don't allow yourself to be in the valley on purpose, drowning on purpose. Not fun. Don't allow yourself to struggle so much that you allow so much time to go by and you're not working on your self progress with the help of God, of course. Let me know this in the comments. Where have we gone as a people that some of our belief in God has waned, or some of it has wavered? Because there's nothing wrong with therapists. Nothing wrong with it. When you won't hear me say that. I'm just asking, how much do you believe in God? Or are your struggles choking up your progress? Because I can tell you from experience, if you believe in God and you take your cares, your struggles, and your burdens to God and pray about asking God to help you overcome your struggles, or if you can't overcome it, Lord, help me to navigate this struggle where it's not detrimental to me, detrimental to my wife, detrimental to my family, my kids. Help me manage myself even in the spite of my troubles. Because if you don't learn how to do that, your struggles will choke up your progress. I promise you it will. So, with that being said, number 8, but other fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some in hundredfold, some 60-fold, and some third-fold. The last verse. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Are you doing the work to remain good ground, to receive solid advice, to receive godly insight that God tries to give each and every one of us if we'll receive it, and remain fertile ground in order for God's wisdom and insight to grow in? And this is what I say, right? Let your results do the talking. There's no way you can tell everything that you know in 5 minutes, sometimes even 5 hours. Because I will tell any kid, any adult, every year you should learn something new about yourself or new about something that's productive, that increases your progress, whether spiritually, physically, mentally. You should learn something. And if you don't learn something, you have to ask yourself, where is my struggle located? Am I so hard that I can't be penetrated? Am I doing the work to remain good ground? Sometimes you have to do the work on yourself. It's like tilling. You got to break up that dirt. You got to get all the rocks out. You have to work to maintain your mental fertility to receive the wisdom and insight from God. Is it easy? No, it's not, but it's doable. It can be done, but it takes work. It's going to challenge you, but it's worth the challenge because your progress and your success hinges on it. A lot of times you're going to find that in order to be successful, not like mega rich, I'm just saying successful, like with stability, able to provide and take care of your family and live a comfortable life where when things come up, you're able to take care of those things. It takes a level of work and it's going to take a sacrifice. Whether it's sacrificing hanging out, sacrificing time. And when you find a person of good character, they understand what it takes to progress. Two people together to know what it takes to progress that is what you want. Because if one don't understand, that misunderstanding or that struggle will cause the other person strife and misery, because the other person that misunderstands is going to feel like that person's leaving them out. Well, in all actuality, they're doing it in order to keep them in and provide while they're in. But if the other person don't understand progress, what it takes, there will be constant tension when it don't even have to be. So with that being said, ask yourself, where is the struggle located? When I get to this point, why do I struggle with that? And only you can answer the question. Why do I struggle with that? And then if you know what a struggle is, this is a nugget. If you know what a struggle is, work on overcoming the struggle. Don't go out there and find everything that you can to justify the struggle. Don't go out there and find everything that you can to rationalize the struggle. Ask God to help you overcome the struggle so you can become fertile ground and bring forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. You know if you're bringing forth fruit or not. You just got to keep it real with yourself. And if you struggle with it, ask God to help you overcome the struggle. We all go through things. I've been through things. But with the help of God, I was able to overcome. And even the struggles I still have, He's able to show me how to navigate life, even with those struggles. Like Paul said, he asked God to take the thorn away from his side. Jesus responded, my grace is sufficient. That means that thorn is going to be there, and you're going to navigate it with my grace because it's sufficient. Some struggles you're not going to ever take away. You're going to have to live with it and overcome it over and over and understand that God's grace is sufficient. That's why we all still here. But what you don't want to do is allow the struggle to stifle your success, allow the struggle to cause you to be hardened where you can't receive, and allow the struggle to choke out your success. This is Mike from Mike Motivation. I hope I've given you something I've learned through my own life, and God has shown me some things I wanted to share. Don't allow your struggles to stop you from reaching your success. And I will catch you on the next one.